Is paper loss a form of self-deception? Psychology, behavioral finance, and true cost analysis. There's a phrase often heard in the investment world. It's not a loss, it's just on paper. But is that really the case? Or is this expression a defense mechanism the mind develops to lessen the pain? Let's look at this question from the perspective of psychology and behavioral finance. 1. What does paper loss mean? If an investment has fallen below the price you bought it at but hasn't been sold yet, the loss is considered unrealized. In accounting terms, this is unrealized loss. But in psychological terms, it's suspended pain. The critical point here is, the loss may not have been realized yet, but the risk and opportunity costs are real. 2. Loss avoidance. Prospect theory, a cornerstone of behavioral finance, was developed by Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky. According to this theory, people avoid accepting losses. Losses are felt psychologically more strongly than gains. People's tendency to take risks increases when they lose. Therefore, the investor says, "I'm not selling because I don't want the loss to become certain." In reality, what is being done here is a psychological, not a financial choice. 3. Cognitive distortion, delaying reality. The paper loss argument often relies on the following defense mechanisms: cognitive dissonance reduction, loss avoidance, anchoring effect, getting stuck at the purchase price. The investor subconsciously thinks, "This price is temporary. The real value is my purchase price." However, the market doesn't know your purchase price. The purchase price is psychological. The market price is real. 4. Opportunity cost is real. If a stock falls from 100 to 60 and you don't sell, the loss of 40 units may be on paper. But that money is now locked in an asset that has fallen by 40%. What if that same money could have been invested in another opportunity? That's where the invisible cost begins. The paper loss means capital inefficiency, energy loss, reduced decision flexibility. 5. When does self-deception begin? Not every unrealized loss is self-deception. Not in these situations. If there is a long-term, well-founded, planned investment, if the risk has been calculated from the outset, if the strategy has not been disrupted, if the time horizon is still valid. But self-deception begins in these situations. Waiting with the hope that maybe it will turn around. Not accepting that the strategy has been disrupted. Using comforting words instead of real analysis. Focusing only on the purchase price. Here, it's no longer an investment, but an ego defense. 6. The issue of ego and identity. Accepting a loss means, "I might have been wrong." This sentence is heavier than the loss of money, because investment decisions are often related to a person's intelligence and foresight. Being wrong is perceived as a threat to one's identity. Therefore, the loss is denied. It is said, "On paper only." It is believed that it will improve over time. 7. Reality test. 3 questions to understand whether an investment is a paper loss or a denial. If I saw this stock for the first time today, would I buy it again? Is there a better alternative with this money? Does this position make me uneasy? If the answers are unclear, the problem is psychological, not financial. The deep truth, paper loss, is technically true. But psychologically, it is often a comforting phrase. The loss may not appear in the accounting ledger unless it is sold. But the risk is real. The opportunity cost is real. The energy loss is real. The conclusion, paper loss, can be 2 things. The natural fluctuation of a patient strategy. The mind's way of denying the loss. What determines the difference is the plan speaking, or is it the ego? For the real investor, the real question is, am I holding this for my strategy, or because it's hard to accept the loss?